More often than not, buildings, islands, forests, etc. are creepy simply because they look the part and have a terrifying backstory. Which was abandoned in the 1970s after being operational for only 2 years. Rumor has it that several people lost their lives on the rides, while others maintain that ticket sales were very low due to a lack of interest. The park reopened in 1986, but it closed down again in 1999. It now lies abandoned in a forest. It seems that nearly every picture taken of this park shows the place enshrouded in a thick mist, making it look even more creepy. Photos also show how the forest is slowly reclaiming its territory by growing up and over the remains of the roller coasters and other rides. The spookiest thing about the place, however, is that officially, it never even existed. It's not listed on maps, and there is no official information to be found about it anywhere. Dragsham is thought to be haunted by around 100 spirits. One of these used to be a royal named James Hepburn, 4th Earl of Bothwell, who was imprisoned in this castle for 5 years until he passed away in 1576 or 1578. Being in solitary confinement drove him insane before his death. His ghost can apparently be seen riding into the castle's courtyard on his horse. The White Lady's story is somewhat more creepy. She was the daughter of one of the former owners of the castle. Falling in love with a peasant or commoner was unacceptable in those days, but that is exactly what the White Lady did. Her father was so upset by this turn of events that he killed her and immersed her body inside a wall. Today, the White Lady haunts the castle, most likely because she is unable to escape her eternal prison. It is said that when the walls of the castle were torn open in the 1930s during a plumbing job, a skeleton in a white dress was discovered inside. Quinta da Juncosa in Penafiel, Portugal, is an old farmhouse believed to be haunted by the Baron of Lages. The Baron was suspicious of his wife's activities and became convinced that she was cheating on him. As a punishment, he decided to tie her to a horse. He then frightened the horse, causing it to drag his wife across the ground in a mad dash to get away. She died of her injuries. 6. Tragically, the Baron found out afterward that his wife did not, in fact, cheat on him. Devastated, he then killed his children and committed suicide. The Baron's tragic figure is reportedly often seen at Quinta da Juncosa. Apparently, his guilty conscience keeps him from crossing over to the other side. His wife's ghost has also been spied on the grounds, seemingly unable to find rest for her soul. The East Sussex County Asylum was opened in 1903 as an alternative to the overcrowded Haywards Heath Asylum. It was eventually renamed Hellingly Hospital and became famous for all the wrong reasons, namely the extremely cruel treatment of its patients. They were subjected to painful treatments and suffered several outbreaks of unpleasant diseases because of a lack of basic health and safety rules. The hospital was abandoned in 1994 and soon became the target of ghost hunters, both experienced and inexperienced. Reports emerged of loud footsteps sounding up in the empty asylum, unexplained feelings of illness, strange mist filling up rooms, voices crying and shouting in pain, and even time slips. Hellingly was eventually demolished completely to make room for a new housing project, and the ghost reports seem to have died down shortly after. The Reina Sofia Museum in Madrid, pictured above, started out as a hospital back in the 17th century. During that time, patients were cared for by churchgoers and religious leaders. In modern times, some tourists have reported seeing the ghosts of nuns wandering the halls of the museum, while others say that they hear voices while no one else is around. Sometimes, the elevators move by themselves, with no one near the control buttons.